This is Group 35's presentation, presented by Lewis Poyer, Isaac Cha, Sam Matty, Patrick Smith, and Sami Mubarak. What does it mean to be a good engineer? Is it the ability to problem solve under pressure? Or maybe be able to apply engineering principles to the real world? Or it could just be to have a positive influence on that world. This is a difficult question and can mean different things to different people. One way to break this question down would be to think, what do we mean by good exactly? Is it to be good in a technical sense, where it's important to have a good understanding of the topic or have a successful career? Or is it to be good in an ethical sense, where doing what's ethically right is the most important thing? Through this presentation, we will discuss some examples of ethical problems in engineering and show that making the right decision is not always easy. For our case study, we have chosen to discuss the Z Corp case study. In this case study, a fictional town called Gilbane produces fertilizers for local farmers by using sludge that is extracted from the town's sewage plant. This process allows the town to supplement tax revenues with the money generated from the sale of the fertilizer. Not only does this benefit the town, but it also saves the average family $300 per year in taxes. So in order to protect this vital source of income, the town has placed strict regulations on the discharge of heavy metals and other pollutants into the sewage. In this scenario, Z Corp is a company based in this fictional town. Z Corp's manufacturing process produces toxic materials, of which the majority are heavy metals. Although Z Corp does continuously monitor its output to ensure it's complying with the town's regulations. Since the town enacted its standards, a more sensitive test has been developed. This test is not currently required by the town's regulations, but Z Corp employees have had access to the test and have since used it on a sample of Z Corp's output. After conducting the test, employees found that Z Corp is currently exceeding the town's legal limit on emissions. Imagine you are a junior engineer working at Z Corp, who has just discovered that the company has signed a 5-year contract that will result in a 5-fold increase in the discharge of heavy metals. What would you do in this situation?
The options are quite clear to begin with. You either tell your superiors about the issue, you may go outside the company and let the local environmental awareness group know about the situation. You could leak the information for the local newspaper team to publish the information anonymously. Let's look into the options mentioned. Telling your superiors could result you in a situation where he or she may say, "I have 25 years experience in this business, what do you have?" If your superior ever says this to you, introduce facts and figures to back your statement. If this still does not work and you have an instinct that your superior is trying to hide information, do you tell the police? Who suffers more? If you go outside the company to tell the local environmental awareness group, they would scour the company's reputation. Some would probably sue, affecting the company's overall profits and local staff members that work at the company. This will have a large impact on the local people if a lot of people work at this process plant. Leaking the information to a local newspaper could have knock-on effects such as riots and strikes, as the information will be much more readily available to the public. Let's look at what consequences each of these actions may have on you, the local society, and the company. First of all, if you decide to throw your superior under the bus, this may result in you being the outsider at the table and not being able to get any promotions due to strategic advancements. This will also mean you may get a bad referral, as other companies would not trust you with valuable information. Secondly, the local environmental awareness group may take severe action in trying to get more capital gain to further their cause. This means this could have the largest economical impact, therefore it could be the most damaging to the society and the company. Lastly, leaking the information to the local newspaper would affect the company's reputation and have economical effects on the company. This may also in hand denounce yourself from any further jobs if they do leak your information to credit their sources.
The four principles, according to the Royal Academy of Engineering, are honesty, integrity, respect for life, law, the environment, and public good. Accuracy and rigor, leadership and communications. First one, honesty and integrity. Engineering professionals have a duty to uphold the highest standards of professional conduct, including openness, fairness, honesty, and integrity. For examples, they should behaving reliable and trustworthy. Second, respect confidentiality. For respect for life and law, the environment and public good. Engineering professionals have a duty to obey applicable laws and regulations and give due weight to fact, public good, standards and guardians and the wide public interest. Engineering should hold paramount of health, safety, and others and draw attention to hazards. Take due account of the limits availability of the national resources. Third, accuracy and rigor. Engineering professionals have a duty to acquire and use wisely the understanding, knowledge, and skill needed to perform their role. They should always act with care, perform service only in areas in which they are currently. The last one, leadership and communications. Engineering professionals also have a duty to abide by and promote high standards of leadership and the communications, promote equally diversity and inclusion, promote public awareness and understandings. Four code of conduct from AL-GHASSANI. According to AL-GHASSANI, the first one prevents available dangers to health or safety, prevent available adverse impact on the environment. The third, be mindful at all times of the dignity of the professionals in their personal conduct. The last one, reject bribery and others corrupt practice.
As a group, we have devised a 5-point code that we believe professional engineers should follow. 1. Honesty and accuracy. Honesty and accuracy are vital aspects of being a good engineer. Being dishonest or inaccurate in work can lead to a large variety of safety, environmental, and legal issues within the industry. In the Z-Corp case study, disclosing the result of the more accurate test would be the most honest course of action. Engineers must always strive to be honest, although in some cases honesty can have large consequences. In the Z-Corp case study, for example, being completely honest could potentially put Z-Corp in financial trouble. 2. Assessing short and long-term impacts. As an engineer, being able to assess both the long and short-term effects of your action is extremely important. At times, long-term effects on the employee safety and the environment can be ignored by companies in order to increase short-term productivity or profits. As engineers, we have a duty to assess these situations and ensure regulations are abided. In the case study, Z-Corp prioritizes short-term profit by accepting a 5-year deal that will increase its output of pollutants. This decision could have a detrimental effect on the environment. 3. Avoid bribery and conflict of interest. In the real world of engineering, an engineer may be asked to do something that would benefit themselves, their company, or their employer, whilst negatively affecting other people or the environment. This could come with or without a bribe. These are corrupt practices, and as engineers, it is our duty to trade honestly, ethically, and without corruption. Within the Z-Corp case study, the company ignored the potential harmful effects of heavy metals on people and the environment. This is done in order to increase output and in turn profit for the company. 4. Environmental effects. A large amount of chemical process in industry will output an amount of their waste product into the environment. This could be through releasing gas into the atmosphere, pumping liquid into nearby lakes or rivers, or just storing waste in containers. In all these cases, it is important to ensure that the potential effects on the local environment are known and have been taken into account when deciding how much to release or whether waste should be released at all. In this case study, ZCorp agrees to increase its heavy metal output by multiple of 5, despite knowing that the town's regulations would prohibit this. In turn, this could cause serious health issues in humans since the sewage will be used for fertilizer. 5. Risks and liability. When working in any industry, it is always important to ensure public and employee safety. Compromising on issues regarding safety could lead to serious injury or even death.
Throughout this presentation, we have discussed the ethical issues that can arise in an engineering environment. We have highlighted some of the qualities that good engineers should have. However, we believe the most important qualities are having a positive impact on the world and a good code of ethics. These qualities make for engineers who will better our lives. The case study we have discussed in this presentation is a good example of an ethical dilemma that an engineer can face in a work environment. The issue we face in this case study raises many problems for the junior engineer, as we have previously discussed. The challenges the junior engineer faces in this scenario require them to think critically, professionally, and ethically. We have concluded that it is extremely important to strike a good balance between doing what is ethically correct and what is best for your career and your employer. Despite this, issues regarding environmental damage and employee and public safety should always be prioritized over personal and company gain. Thus, we believe that the best option in this situation is protesting the actions of the company by emailing superiors regarding the heavy metal output. In this case, it is important to document your email conversations in case the company do not agree with your suggestions, so that if the company does go under, you will have proof that you protested the unethical dumping of excess heavy metals in the sewage. Therefore, you cannot be held accountable for the company's actions. Thank you for watching. We hope you have found this presentation informative and educational.